Alright guys, we're back for the second EZA video of today, which is the early to global EZA INT Gotenks. I'm really looking forward to this one. Funny enough, this is a unit I've had level 10 links for ages. Absolute ages. And now we have his EZA early. And I'm really looking forward to using him because he's very, very similar to EZA Kefla, who I had a lot of fun using. But he has a lot more in his bag and a lot more versatility that I feel like is probably going to make him better. Also, a ton more categories to go on. Like, by the way, he goes on a lot. Special pose, which for some reason they haven't given global the sub EZAs that come with Topo. So I'm not sure where he's going to come in. We'll have to see with the sync. The special pose is in a solid spot because of this EZA, Topo, LR Ginyu Force. Hybrid Saiyan's in a solid spot. Super Saiyan 3, meh. Then the likes of Power Beyond the Super Saiyans forever winning. Majin Buu Saga gets a massive buff from the EZAs that come from the 9th anniversary. Final Trump card's not in a bad spot. There's also Earthbred Fighters. There's also the likes of Super Saiyans. Unfortunately, I don't have the LR Super Saiyan Trio. Fusion's in not a bad-ish spot. Even some of the categories like maybe Youth, Rapid Growth, Gifted Warriors, Mastered Evolution, etc, etc. There's a lot of other categories there as well that I didn't mention. He's on so many and so good, at least on paper, that eventually when new units do come out that lead these categories, buff these categories, EZAs come out, sub-EZAs, he will automatically have a place on these teams, and he has so many teams to go on, which I'm a big fan of. He has level 10 links, he is rainbowed. I said I'm really looking forward to this one. Don't have the new Jeets, don't have a ton of his other 200% leads either, so I am using Majin Vegeta purely for a 200% lead right now. And yeah, we're going to see how he does. Annoyingly though, I just realized SSJ3 Goku isn't on this man's lead whatsoever, so that's going to be a bit techie. But I might have to just use items. So we are starting with a 410k attack stack, and considering he does stack attack by 30%, that's a good basis to start off at. 218k defense as well. We're linked up with Same Warrior Race and Fierce Battle. What do we get with Goku? The exact same. Alright. Alright. We just have to hope Goku stays alive. As the BGs would say. Staying alive. Staying alive. Let's give all of these orbs to Goku. I mean, he's going to guarantee crit here, so there's that. There's the dodge. I mean, he does have 5 dodge in the dupe system as well. He starts off with 6.7 mil. That's not bad considering he's going to be stacking the whole time. There's a 50% chance to additional in his passive. He's rainbowed, so there's a chance to additional there. I'm going to give him skill orbs to give him more additional as well so he can stack up quicker. Like, who doesn't want him to super attack 3 times in one turn? He's going to continue to stack until he gets to SSJ3. That's not a bad starting point, but he does also greatly raise defense by 50% for 3 turns, which will also carry over to him transforming, which is good. He'll cause immense damage to the enemy as well. Starts the turn with Ki +2 and attack and defense plus 200%. He then gains 50% on super, has a 50% chance for an additional or additional super. He also has a 50% chance to dodge, coupled with whatever you got in the dupe system on top of that as well. He also gains an additional chance to dodge plus 10% within the same turn after evading an attack. So that's also going to increase every time he supers. Not supers, transforms. So we dodged, what, once or twice there? So that means we had like a 60-70% chance to dodge, which... insane. And he then gains an additional defense plus 50% when performing a super attack for 1 turn from the character's entry turn, which we just did. And of course transforms when conditions are met, which are from the 3rd turn. So if he appears on turn 1, then of course you are going to be transforming on turn 3. If he appears on turn 2, then he's going to be transforming on turn 6. Which isn't too bad, because again, Shadow Dragon event and the way the 9th anniversary content went, it's a bit on the longer side. So you will actually have leg room and the ability to get these transformations without trying to like squeeze them out, or, you know, resetting your runs to have Gotenks on turn 1 to make sure he gets to Super Saiyan 3 before the event even ends. Maybe Fusion's mastery might be a little bit different, which I can't lie. Him having a 50% chance to dodge, even before you factor in any builds and potential systems, if you give him more dodge or more dodge on skill orbs, having a 50% chance to dodge with Zamasu's AoEs is good to have. The fact that, say he dodged one of Zamasu's AoEs and then gained 10% dodge, that's a 60% chance to dodge any normals or super attack that come for the rest of the turn. So Zamasu's AoEs, of course, if he does dodge, does actually play into him dodging even more and him being even better that turn as well. So he's actually a small counter to Zamasu, which is great. Of course, the dangerous thing is he does have type disadvantage against Zamasu's second phase where he's hitting insanely hard. In terms of how we're linked up now, I mean, we only gained Super Saiyan. No, we gained Supreme Power, damn. Attack defense plus 10% activates penetration. I'm such a child, don't know why that made me laugh. I mean, takes him to 534k attack. What do we have without it? 497. 509k defense though right now, which is mad. Because now that he's transformed, not only is he still stacking, but he greatly raises defense by 50% for 4 turns. He has an extra turn on the end. With increased stats. With also dodge chance. This is why I was so looking forward to using him, because as I said, Kefla was insane. He's very similar to Kefla, but he just has more utility under his belt, like Batman's utility belt. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of gadgets in there. There's a lot of tools. Crit, additional dodge, even more dodge chance. He stacks. He doesn't stack as quickly as Kefla. Doesn't do as much damage as Kefla. But overall, as I said, has a lot more utility, a lot more under his belt. He's moving like Batman. I respect it. And he has more defense. So overall, there's also mini debates on Twitter about who was better. Kefla is very fun to use. Kefla can do a lot of damage very quickly. But overall as a unit, Gotenks is definitely better. Even just seeing him transform once, Gotenks is definitely better. Now that he's transformed for the rest of his kit, he's now getting Ki plus 2 and 250% attack and defense. He then gains an additional attack plus 50% and an additional 50% chance of 50% attack and a 30% chance for a critical and performing a super attack. He's got everything built in, which is crazy. As I said, it's literally Batman's utility belt. You name it, the gadget you want, he's got it. As I said, he's stacking attack. He mini stacks defense now for 4 turns. He can also stun where you can utilize it. I said he has a 50% chance of 50% attack. He now has a 30% chance to crit on super. He also now has a 70% chance of an additional super, which is even better because that way you can consistently get an additional super off a bit more, so you can stack more consistently as well. He's got a dodge chance. He's got every piece of the potential system built in before you factor in the potential system. And now every time he dodges, he gets 20% dodge chance. So you have a 50% chance, base chance to dodge. If he dodges once, he then has a 70% chance to dodge. And of course, because that's now easier to trigger, because he has a 70% chance to dodge, he can then get up to a 90% chance to dodge, which is almost guaranteed. Which is dumb. On top of that, he also has a 50% chance of recovering 30% HP at the start of turn, starting from the 4th turn for the character's entry turn, which we're now on. And that's not even once only. But he does have a 50% chance to do it, so it's a coin toss chance. But he also has HP recovery on top of everything else. As I said, it's Batman's utility belt right now. You name it, he's got it. As I said, overall, definitely better than Kefla. And I don't say that as in Kefla's bad. Just as I said, he has a lot more going for him, and it's evident. Alright, there's a ton of attacks in slot 2. I kind of just want him to dodge. If he dodges once, he immediately has a 70% chance to dodge, which is, you know, dumb. Dodge it, please. Do it. Damn. As you can see, if he doesn't dodge and pre-super, he can take some damage, but, you know, you're not going to be running him in slot 1. He'll be in slot 2. I'm just keeping him in slot 1 because I want him to dodge. Also, he does actually stop stacking. He stops stacking. I got that wrong. He does stop stacking. He now raises attack by 30% for 1 turn. So he only stacks in base. But then, as I already mentioned, Kefla was doing more damage, and she continuously stacks for her transformations anyway. So, it doesn't really matter. But he does stop stacking, which is a massive shame. It would have been nice if he kept stacking until he got to SSJ3. But because he can do so much, kind of don't matter. I mean, the fact he super attacked 3 times there anyway, with a 30% chance to crit built in before you factor in the potential system, means he can still do some very good damage overall from crits and overall damage from the additionals. And he could crit on multiple additionals. Like, it's dumb. Like I said, Kefla was already doing more damage way quicker anyway when it comes to comparing the two. But it would have been nice if he did keep stacking. Like, it actually would have been really nice if he did keep stacking until he got to Super Saiyan 3. But it's fine that he doesn't. He doesn't need to. I said he can dodge. He can build dodge chance. At this point, he has a 70% chance of an additional. He has 30% chance to crit. Stupid. Stupid. And then to transform him to Super Saiyan 3, this can be activated when HP is 70% or more starting from the 4th turn. And as you can see, we don't have too much health. So we're going to use a Whis to make sure we don't lose too much health. But also, so we can protect Goku. Because, yeah, if you remember what I said in the beginning of the video, he doesn't fit on the Saiyan Day Vegeta's lead whatsoever. So... and we've lost even more health. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, hopefully the next time Gotenks appears, we can trigger his 30% chance of HP recovery. That will help us get back up. But we need to get our HP back up all the way to 70% so we can transform. It is an active skill, by the way, so you don't actually have to pop it straight away. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't, but you don't actually have to pop it straight away. And Mill. He still does, I said, overall, he still does good damage anyway. I said it's not on the same level as Kefla's, but it doesn't need to be just because he has so much more he can offer the teams. Like, he just does so much more. But having that active skill condition ready from the 4th turn is also just generally very nice. Definitely going to pop this, going to get a ton of key spheres. I'm going to come back when we can use his active and we can get SSJ3 Gotenks out. Hopefully we don't kill Cell by then. Alright, we've got Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks out. I also did take Super Saiyan 3 Goku off the team, just so we don't get caught out like last time. And we're ready to go. Still already 2 links active, 569k attack stat, 582k defense. What I did notice along the way is his defense is pretty good. I mean, he now raises attack and defense by 50% for 4 turns, so his defense is only actually going to go up. Same with his damage. He has very, very solid defense. Is it enough to be contending with, you know, even the enemies that are on global, let alone the 9th anniversary? Like, flat out, no. 12.8 mil is still very good. It's still good, especially with all the rest of the stuff he can do. But think about how much defense he's going to have right now, along with being able to have a 70% chance to dodge. He now has a 70% chance to dodge, and he keeps the 20% chance of extra dodge every time he dodges an attack. So that means if Gotenks dodges one singular time, once, you have a 90% chance to dodge. He will almost have guaranteed dodge, which combined with the amount of defense he has is insane. It is insane because it means he's tanking normals completely fine. It means he might not die to, say, some of the harder enemy supers. He'll still take a ton of damage, but he might not die. But there is a literal great chance, a 70% chance for him to dodge it. And if he does, he then pretty much has guaranteed dodge for the rest of the turn. Which is nuts that Dokkan just kind of gave that out. Because if he dodges twice, he has guaranteed dodge. Which is really not unlikely for him to do. Because again, 90% chance to dodge is almost guaranteed. It literally, you'd be more surprised than if he didn't dodge than if he did. And then he will have guaranteed dodge for the rest of the turn. But now he gets key plus 2 and attack and defense plus 300%. He then gets an additional 100% chance and not 100% chance, a 100% attack and a 50% chance of performing a critical hit on Super. He will launch a guaranteed additional 70% chance to dodge, 20% extra dodge every time he dodges. Performs a critical hit for 1 turn from the character's entry turn. So once you transform him and get Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks out, he'll guaranteed crit, which 12 mil of guaranteed crit, like he only had 2 links active, is very nice damage. The fact he has a guaranteed additional while raising his attack and defense by 50% for 4 turns is also very nice. I said it gives him like a ton of, or a very good amount of defense while having a 70% chance to dodge and then potentially more during the turn. But this is what I mean. When I saw the little kind of, you know, debates on Twitter of who's better, who like between him and Kefla. Kefla's great, do not get me wrong. She still is. The amount of damage she can do is nuts. That's a 90% chance to dodge right there. There you go, done. It's done. The rest of the turn, he's untouchable. And a 15.4 million attack stat. And he's going to guaranteed additional after this and get a second 50% attack and defense raise. 16.4. He could even crit because he has a 50% chance to do so on super. Could have done so before that as well because of the potential system. Could triple. 17.3. He's crazy good, but Kefla is still good. I said the amount of damage she can do because she stacks and how quickly she can raise her attack. Nuts. I said she's a lot of fun to use. Great EZA. Fantastic addition to Universe 6. Gotenks may be doing less damage than her. Stop stacking after his first transformation. He just offers a lot more. He's definitely better. Dare I say, maybe the best EZA in the best EZA on global. Because he just offers so much. He stacks in base. I'm not gonna lie, it would have been really nice if he did stack in Super Saiyan as well. Doesn't need it, but it would have been nice. He greatly raises defense from base in Super Saiyan from 3 to 4 turns, then greatly raises attack and defense by 50% for 4 turns in Super Saiyan 3. Built-in dodge throughout goes up to 70% chance in Super Saiyan 3. Chance to additional throughout, which helps his stacking in the beginning, and just in general do more damage and have extra defense. Then once he transforms into Super Saiyan, he has a 30% chance to crit on Super. This is before the potential system kicks in, by the way. Then he has a guaranteed additional once he gets to Super Saiyan 3, and a 50% chance to crit. And then constantly having extra dodge chance on top of the dodge chance he starts with. Again, especially once he's done transforming. If he dodges once, he has almost guaranteed dodge. If he dodges twice, he's untouchable for the rest of the time. Then you factor in potential system. He could do a third super attack. He could get a second additional. He could crit on that as well. He just offers so much more. It's like Kefla is amazing, but Gotenks is Kefla on steroids. He might not do as much damage, but he does a lot more and also dodges better than Kefla. As I said, eventually when we get Toppo and LR Ginyu Force, Special Pose gets a massive buff. Which I don't know when they're going to slot that all in. And he has so many teams he can go on as well. I think right now, best EZA on global. But you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Can't wait to try him out in the difficult content. I'll take care. Good rest of your day. And... Hosh!